Welcome back to my channel Dr. Rajiv Sikroria Talks. In today's lecture we will discuss about the concept of elasticity of demand. So first of all we will discuss the objectives to be set for the today's session. So first objective is to develop the concept of elasticity of demand. Then second one is to understand degree of elasticity of demand with a graphical representation. In addition to this, we will discuss about the methods to find out the elasticity of demand, then the types of elasticity of demand, and finally we will discuss to know the significance of elasticity of demand. So let's start with the concept of elasticity of demand. So the concept says the elasticity of demand is a measure of degree of responsiveness to change in demand with respect to change in the prices of the product. So here important point to note is it is the degree of responsiveness, means how the demand responds with respect to change in the prices of the product. So it is the elasticity with respect to the price elasticity. And here the notable factors I have written. One is change in the demand. We have to study the responsiveness, degree of responsiveness first in the change in the demand, then secondly with respect to change in the prices of the product. So let's understand what actually it want to say. So we have understood in the previous lecture the law of demand. So in the law of demand we have also said what is law of demand. Actually it was the change in demand with respect to change in the prices. This is what we have studied, and here we want to understand the responsiveness of change in the demand with respect to change in the price. It is one of the factor. Then if we talk about the change in the demand can also occur with respect to change in the income of the consumer, then it can also be resulted in the form of change in advertising expenses of the company. Then we can also understand the change in the demand with respect to the change in the prices of the another product, that is the related goods. So it is the cross elasticity of demand. So I have told you actually the elasticity concept defines that whether the demand is changing with respect to change in the prices. This has to answer actually. So the answer will be coming in the next slides, but first of all we will discuss about the types of demand, elasticity of demand. So the first type of elasticity of demand, which is the price elasticity of demand. Here in the denominator we are taking the change in the prices with respect to change in the demand of the product. So it says that change in the demand with respect to change in the prices of the product. So this is the price elasticity of demand. So in a numerator we are changing the change in the demand, we are keeping the change in the demand, and in the denominator we are keeping change in the prices of the product. So it will be resulting in a form of the price elasticity of demand. Income elasticity, which says that change in the demand has to be studied or has to be seen with respect to change in the consumer's income. So I have told you only the denominator will be changing. In the numerator we are again keeping the change in the demand. We are saying that we talk about the change in the demand of the product with respect to change in the consumer's income. So prices will not be here in the picture. Here in the denominator we are keeping the income. Third type is advertising elasticity. Actually it is in the management courses. So advertising elasticity says that we have to study change in demand of a product with respect to change in the company's expenses on promotional and advertising expenses. So we understand actually the companies make a lot of expenses on the promotional activities and the advertisement of the companies and the products. So whether the demand, then coming to cross elasticity of demand, actually it is the change in the demand with respect to change in the prices of another product or related good, or these products may be the supplementary goods or substitute goods, or they may be the complementary goods. So these are the four types of elasticity of demand. Then we will discuss next type. Here the measurement of elasticity of demand is there. So how the elasticity of demand can be calculated. So we have the formula. It is all about the proportionate change in the quantity demanded with respect to proportionate change in the prices of the product. Mathematically, it is represented by delta Q upon Q into 100 and upon delta P upon P into 100, where del Q represents Q2 minus Q1 and del P represents P2 minus P1, where Q2 is the new demand of the product, Q1 is the original demand of the product, P2 is new price of the product, and P1 is the original price of the product. So this method is also known as the proportionate method or price elasticity method, whereby I have already told you what stands for Q2, what stands for Q1, what stands for Q2 and P1, P2. Then there is a remark for it. The elasticity of demand is represented by the negative sign. So in the negative sign, it simply represents the negative relationship with the demand and the prices of the product. Let's see the slide. So as represented in the slide, it says that minus Q2 minus Q1 upon P2 minus P1 into P1 upon Q1. So the Q2 is change in the demand or new demand of the product, Q1 is original demand, P2 is new price of the product, and P1 is the old price of the product. And EP represents the price elasticity of demand. The negative sign I have already told you. During the calculation we need to ignore this sign. Next method to calculate the elasticity of demand is the percentage method. So in the percentage we will study simply the change in the percentage demand of the product with respect to change in the prices of the product in percentage. So the formula is change in demand, that is del Q in percentage upon del P in percentage. So this is the percentage method, whereby that percentage method has to be studied with respect to change in the prices of the product. In the arc method we study the graph on the axis X and Y. So on the X axis we have taken the change in the demand, and on the Y axis we have taken the price. So here it says the change in the lower segment, which is change in the demand. Lower segment represents the change in the demand upon change in the upper segment. So upper segment is the change in the price of the product. Next part is to understand degree of elasticity. See, the measurement of elasticity has to be seen in two respects, that what are the methods to calculate the elasticity of demand, and secondly what are the degrees of elasticity. So generally the students make a mistake when they are being asked the type of elasticity, they write the degree of elasticity. So degree of elasticity means how the elasticity of demand is changing with respect to change in the price or income of the consumer or advertising expenses or the change in the price of the product. So let's discuss the first degree of elasticity, which is the unitary elastic demand. As the name suggests us, there will be the unit change in the demand, which is the change in the demand is proportionate with the change in the prices of the product. So del Q will be equal to del P. In the formula, mathematically this will be change in the demand should be equal to change in the prices. So better to study with respect to percentage change in the demand here, and all the degrees will be very easily understandable. So it says del Q in percentage should be equal to del P in percentage should be equal. So this will be the unitary elastic demand, that is equal to 1. Then we have the second type of second degree of elasticity, which says more elastic demand. Here, as the name suggests, the degree of elasticity will be relatively more. So more elastic demand says that the percentage change in numerator should be greater than percentage change in the denominator, which is percentage change in the demand should be more than percentage change in the prices of the product, and the graph will be a little bit horizontal. So from the graph it is clear that on the y-axis we have taken the price of the product, and on the x-axis we have taken the change in the demand, and we can see that the change in prices are equal to change in the demand. So this is unit elasticity. Now more elastic demand, I have told you that this graph will be relatively horizontal in nature, and from the graph it is visible that del P is less than del Q and del P. It is in the numerator and it is in the denominator. So the graph is more horizontal in nature. Then move to the next type. Next degree is less elastic demand or less elasticity of demand. So as the name suggests, the change in the demand should be less than change in the prices, and the graph will be little bit vertical in nature and merging towards the y-axis. So it says that percentage change, here we have taken percentage change is only 10%, and the change in the prices is more with respect to change in the prices of the product. So this is what the less elastic demand, where del q will be less than del p. Perfectly elastic demand, it's the next degree, or infinite demand, which is that the change in demand will be occurring with at the constant prices, so there will be no change in the prices. P1 is constant here, and the del q value is changing, so the mathematically del q will be changing and del p is equal to 0. So this will be actually perfectly elastic demand or infinite demand, which is horizontal curve. Last degree is inelastic demand. It is inverse or reverse of the perfectly elastic demand, and in this it is all about the change in the prices will be occurring at the constant demand. So del q is equal to 0, but p is changing. So we can see the graph is vertical in nature and it is inelastic demand. So the examples of less elastic demand, more elastic demand, and perfectly elastic demand. See, in elastic demand, we say that the example is salt, common salt. Actually, what happens with the common salt, the demand do not changes. Whatever the prices will go, keep on changing, but the demand of the product will not change. And I always say that if the prices of the salt will increase too much, whether we will stop consuming the salt? The answer is no. We will take the salt according to our requirement. In the more elastic demand, what we see that the demand for such products are able to postpone. We can postpone the demand of such product. Whether the product is less elastic or more elastic, it will depend on three factors. This is very important to note. First point I am telling that whether the consumer is able to postpone the demand of the product. Whether the consumer is able to postpone the demand of the product. If answer is no, then it is less elastic or inelastic. So if a doctor has said or suggested any person that you need to go for operation, then what do you think? The demand of the demand of that surgery will be less elastic or more elastic? Answer is less elastic or inelastic. Reason behind, if the person want to live, he want to survive, in that case he has to undergo an operation. So it is what? The less elastic demand. Secondly, for the demand of the car, we can easily postpone the demand. It is not very much compulsory. If it is very needed for you, it is very compulsory for you, it will be a less elastic or inelastic demand. It depends on the person also. But whether are we able to change the demand, are we able to postpone the demand? Answer A, yes or no, will depend the type of the elasticity. Second is the price flexibility. Are the prices flexible? If the answer is yes, in that case the demand is more elastic. If the prices are flexible, means you are changing the prices are easily changeable, in that case the demand is more elastic. Okay, then move to the next one. Whether the tax portion are being paid by seller. Whether the taxes portion are being paid by the seller. If answer is yes, in that case we say the demand is more elastic, and if all the burden of taxation is shifting towards the consumer, in that case the demand is less elastic, because consumer is the person who actually will buy the product at any cost. Now the talking about the brands, a brand like the Samsung or Philips or whatever, if the consumer is demanding at whatever the prices, keeping themselves in a queue and asking for the product, maybe the grocery items, in that case those products are less elastic or inelastic, depending whether are we able to postpone or we require the product very urgently. So thank you. This was all about the elasticity of demand from my side. Thanks for watching. Keep on watching and please do subscribe. Thank you.